Welcome back everybody to the GD Disc Golf Academy. I'm Josh and today's lesson is about snap. So what is snap and why is it so important? Snap is transferring momentum into your disc in order to increase its moment of inertia, or its spin. The moment of inertia relates to how much speed is needed to get a disc spinning properly. The longer that the disc is spinning, the longer it will stay in flight before it begins to fade. Think about a top. The more snap or spin that you get into that top, the more it begins to spin and stand up over its central axis. And it will stand up for as long as it's spinning at the right speed. As that speed begins to slow down, the top, just like your disc, will begin to wobble. And as it wobbles, it will start to fall in a certain direction. The longer that the disc is spinning, the longer it will stay in flight before it begins to slow down and fade in the way that it will, depending on how it's thrown. A left hand, backhand, and a right hand, forehand, both spin counterclockwise and fall to the right. A right hand backhand and then a left hand forehand both spin clockwise and fall to the left. Whether it's forehand or backhand, you need snap to get the disc spinning properly. If you'd like to figure out how a disc flies and why it fades, hop on YouTube and look up moment of inertia, precession, and angular momentum. Drivers, fairway drivers, control drivers, distance drivers have the majority of their weight distributed to the outside rim of the disc. One thing that correlates to disc speed is the length of its rim. The longer the rim, the more weight that's distributed, the higher the moment of inertia or need for speed to get that disc spinning properly. The higher the speed, the more speed you need to get the disc spinning or to get it to achieve its moment of inertia. A mid-range and a putter has the weight more evenly distributed around the disc so it doesn't have as high of a moment of inertia. You don't need as much speed to get the disc spinning properly, but it won't fly for as long. The reason that you want to increase your snap is to increase the amount of time that your disc can stay in flight. There are different ways to get your disc to snap more. Backhand and forehand, completely different forms, but you're still trying to achieve that snap. You want to increase the amount of inertia that goes into the disc in order to increase the amount of time that it stays in flight. There are two drills that you can use to increase the amount of snap that you have. These drills can be done in the middle of the night. They can be done in your living room. They can be done on the sidewalk or in your front yard. You can do these drills anywhere. The first drill is the timing drill. This drill is used to perfect your timing. The reason that timing is important is because it will help to transfer the momentum from the X step. You want to transfer that momentum into the disc. And in order to do that, you need to have very good timing. The timing drill looks like this. You could add to this drill by taking the second part and drilling your heel down and turning your body into that final position right before the snap. You get used to pulling down your heel, allowing that momentum to transfer into your hips as you turn your torso, and continue to transfer that momentum into your arm until you get forward, and then it snaps down your forearm and into the disc, which increases the disc's moment of inertia or spin. The timing for your X step is essential to gaining the momentum that you want to eventually transfer into your disc through snap. That timing has to be perfect. As soon as you reach the apex of your reach back, you want to be driving your heel forward to pull that disc, your arm, your torso, turn it, get it all back into position in order to snap it. There are 4 parts of the backhand throw. Turn your torso, reach back, turn your torso back into the power pocket, bracing yourself with your trailing arm. Turn your torso into this third position. Snap your arm out and follow through. You can practice this piece by piece in your living room. You can take a towel in your hand and you can use it for wind resistance. One of the best things you can do is videotape yourself throwing. Get out there and throw and review your form, make some changes, film it again, review it again, make changes. One of the things I found, and I still find very interesting about my form, is that the disc doesn't even move. I move around the disc. Check it out. The drill for your forehand snap is a little bit different because you're not putting as much momentum into your entire body and your arm as you are simply into your wrist. You take a disc in your hand and you're just going to pull it forward like this, as though you were trying to hammer in a nail. You're going to pull it forward. That's it. Then you turn it sideways and do the same thing over and over. That's it. With your forehand form, you pull your lead foot up and you drive it forward in order to increase that momentum. You want to pull your elbow in front of the disc as you are turning. When you get to the end, as you begin to come in front of your body, that's when you're going to snap it like that to transfer that motion into the disc. Follow through on your forehand is important too. If you go straight out like that and extend your hand, you'll feel a little tinge here because you're hyperextending your shoulder. what you want to do is, as you are snapping it out, you're keeping your elbow close to your hips, you're snapping the disc out, and for the follow through, you want to allow your trailing foot to come forward as you turn your shoulders 90 degrees this way. If you want to improve your snap, you have to practice. Practice these drills and they will help improve your snap. Practicing drills will help to strengthen your tendons and improve muscle memory, so when you're out there, you know your form. You can rely on your practice. A final word on putting. When you're looking at the basket, it's fair to aim for a center spot right about there when you're outside of circle one, and you know that your disc has a tendency to fall, depending on your handedness, to the left or to the right. You compensate by aiming slightly opposite of the way it's going to fade. If you were putting within circle one, it's good to aim for the center pole. Right there. When you're outside of circle one, it's good to compensate because your disc is not going to fly as straight. To compensate for that, aim slightly opposite of the way it's going to fade. If you're throwing a left hand backhand, aim slightly more left. If you're throwing a right hand backhand, aim slightly more right, so that the disc can fade into the basket. Keep putting, keep practicing. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next lesson.